2025 was rough, to put it lightly. Not just for me, but my friends and a huge majority of others, especially the first few months, which felt like you couldn't go a day without something horrible happening in the world. Constantly worrying about the safety of others, especially friends of mine. A lot of what happened this year also reminded me too much of a lot of shit I went through in the past. A lot of traumatic memories resurfaced. So many things that I hoped to have moved on from constantly tormented me again and again. I'm sure it made me a pretty unfun person to be around for a lot of friends. 2025 was not a fun year to go through. However, to my utter surprise, it ended up being the single most life-changing year I've ever gone through. One thing you may have noticed is that this YouTube channel has had quite the identity crisis for a while. After leaving my old account behind due to it being tainted by a traumatic experience, I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do with this current one. The audio story was for sure happening, but even that project had its own hiccups. But aside from that series, I didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. I almost made a reboot to figurines, but quickly realized that I just didn't have the passion for making that type of stuff anymore. I loved making that Frostware video last year, and figured I'd make more content like that, but I just never knew what else to do in that format. I had no idea what I was doing with this channel anymore. It got to a point where I almost considered just leaving that part of me behind for good. This entire universe I created could have slipped away from me, causing me to feel more lost than I have in a long time. That story could have ended there, but by some miracle, the most unexpected thing happened. I don't remember exactly why, but I went to the OC making website Pig Crew. I found one by the user Meat. I really liked this art style, so I decided to make a character there for fun. The result was this: a girl with pastel blue hair and a nice pink hoodie. After making this character, I felt a weird sense of comfort, a feeling of safety. After designing her and feeling this way, I wanted to add more to her, make her a true character. This character eventually became Molly, who turned out to be the exact thing this channel needed. The exact thing I needed. I ended up making her the best friend of my main OC Invader 9, which in return made him far more interesting. My friends absolutely loved her and wanted to help me add more lore to not just her, but the universe as well. Molly didn't just provide comfort for us during a dark time, but she injected all new life into the Invader 9 world. This character meant so much to me that I eventually thought I had to draw her myself. I love the Pig Crew design and Meat's art, but I truly wanted her to be my own full creation. However, I just never thought I was able to achieve that. I've tried art in the past, but I was just never good at it and figured I never would be. Which brings us to the next thing that changed me as a person. My good pal Cosmic got me to watch the series Demon Slayer, a show I was well aware of for years but never got around to watching it. This was the year where I was finally convinced to check it out. I knew I was going to like this show, but here's the thing that really surprised me. In the span of a month, it became my favorite work of art ever created. I loved this series with all my heart. I was captivated by its story and characters, of course, but the thing that was truly mesmerizing to me was the animation and art style. I couldn't believe something made for TV could look this good. After finishing the show and reading the manga, I finally decided to give drawing another chance. The results were these. For years, the Saturnians were simply amalgamations of random clip art I found across Google, which worked well enough back then, but as I got older, it just felt so lame and lazy. I wanted these characters to truly be my own things. I wanted an art style to call my own. I looked at the old Saturnians with disgust and just desperately wanted to replace them. Thanks to Demon Slayer of all things, I was finally able to do that. I found my own distinct style. I look at these new Saturnian designs with absolute pride. Their personalities shine a lot brighter than the old approach. Sometimes I even had trouble sleeping at night just because I was too excited about all the possibilities I could have with these characters. After the Saturnians, I moved on to some other characters and whatnot. It all led up to the character I was the most excited to draw myself. Molly. The one that started this new journey. When I saw the finished design, I didn't have the words to describe how happy I was. Never felt satisfaction quite like this before. Invader 9 as a character always felt like there was something missing about him, aside from having an actual good design. That something was a sibling-like best friend. Ever since I created her, it's hard to imagine there was a time that she wasn't there. The world I created just feels so complete now thanks to her. Big shout out to Meet Me, of course, for the original inspiration. I'm really glad I came across that pit crew. With all this positive change, I was able to fully process and move on from some things from my previous YouTube days. Maybe not 100%, but definitely better than when the year started. I have my wonderful friends to thank for that. They've all not only fixed my trust issues, but they all believed in me. They all saw greatness in me, even when I hated myself. I'm not a perfect human being, and I'm sure I haven't always been the easiest person to get along with. But I want you all to know that you mean the universe to me. I will always make sure you all feel cherished. Thank you for seeing something in me that I couldn't for so long. It's because of you all that I made it this far. 2025 was absolute hell, but thanks to you all, I didn't let it win. I still don't see myself being the most consistent uploader on the platform, but I'm feeling more confident about this than ever before. Thank you, my wonderful OC Molly, for being the spark of hope. Thank you, Koreharu, for creating Demon Slayer and inspiring me to do greater things. And thank you again, my amazing friends, for saving me and helping me figure out who I truly am.